Okay, this video is a book review of two books, immunology books. One's called The Logic of Immunity by Cherayil. The other one's called Immunology Made Ridiculously Simple by this guy here. And I'm going to tell you, I think both of these books are a joke. Here's why I show them to you. This is the Harvard sort of textbook for teaching their students immunology. This is the one for teaching UCSF, University of California, San Francisco. Those are both considered two of the best universities in the United States. And I'm telling you, it's not just these places in particular. They all stink. And you would say to yourself, well, how can I say that they all stink? Because they have the same approach as other medical school books. What that means is they go into tons of minute detail. Like, can you memorize, all these detailed little manifestations of some small component of immunology. They don't talk about the things that really matter. They never explain leaky gut. They never explain the relevance of leaky gut to autoimmune disease. They're really weak on important concepts about fever, corticosteroids, and exercise. They bullshit the public, okay? With these books, you can't help a patient. If somebody's reading a medical book, the idea of it should be help you to understand a patient, be able to diagnose a disease correctly, and be able to come up with a useful treatment. And if you can't do that, then what's the point? And what I'm getting at is this is typical med school where they spend endless amount of time memorizing all the latest details, talking about all the genetics, but they never talk about the things that actually make people sick or help them get better. So the books are stupid. Like, how could you write a chapter on autoimmune disease and not talk about leaky gut? That's idiotic, but that's how all the books are. And that's what I mean. It's almost like college textbooks. It's as if the textbook authors, if you want to be in the club and get your textbook published, it has to be meaningless and worthless. Okay, that's ridiculous. Okay, again, just watch the videos on my YouTube channel or another good nutrition health YouTube channel, and you can learn what matters about immunology pretty fast. You need to know the effect of corticosteroids on immunology, the way they suppress it, because they shut off the immune system, because they're part of the acute stress response. You only need to survive the next 20 minutes, so you don't want to waste resources on that. But people are chronically stressed in the modern world, so they shut off their immune systems largely. And sleep deprivation does that, and caffeine does that. Okay, that's important to know. The immune system works better with a fever, so it's good to stay warm when you want to help heal an infection. That's good to know. The immune cells have to run all over the body from top to bottom, and they have to go in the lymph nodes and bounce off of each other. They read each other by braille, and they have to find a match of the type of cells that respond to the same type of bacteria, for example. It's called an antigen. And they have to know that and be able to do that quickly. That's why being warm helps. That's why exercising helps. You get the immune cells to move around faster so they can interact faster and do what they need to do to clear the infection and to clear cancer. That's valuable. You need to know that an acidic pH shuts off the immune system and makes it harder to treat a cancer cell, for them to remove cancer cells. So you want an alkaline diet because the immune cells work better with that type of diet. High dietary sodium can also hyperactivate platelets, and they can cover up metastasizing cells and hide them from the immune system. So you want to know that. You want to understand xenocellulitis because that affects people who are meat eaters. So what I'm trying to say is all the clinically relevant stuff, like postprandial endotoxemia with resultant amyloidogenic transformation of the fibrinogen protein to make more of these bad clots, dense matted deposits, that's valuable to know. That's why you want to eat dietary fiber, avoid vegetable oils and other things that cause leaky gut, because you protect your health. What I'm trying to say is they never talk like that. All they do is make diagram after diagram of minutia to memorize, and then the smartest student is the one who can memorize the most minutia, but not a single person in the whole class knows anything useful about helping a patient. That's the way medical school is taught. It's basically a giant guild barrier to get in the business of selling drugs for the big companies. So anyways, I just show this point because I think that's part of the bigger picture of, how do you teach people to help patients? And the way you do it is you watch these internet videos, and you study it more in particular areas. But just to begin to have a conversation about autoimmune disease, you have to study leaky gut. There's no way around that if you want to help the patient.